Welcome back. Expect to see more people in Uptown this week. That's because Wells Fargo employees return to work in person tomorrow. An internal memo shows most workers will return under a hybrid model, regardless of vaccination status. For most people, that means working in the office at least 3 days a week. The banking giant is one of the largest employers in the city. And as more people head back to work, a workforce solutions company looked at how people's attitudes about work have changed post-pandemic. And joining us now to dig a little bit deeper into the results of those surveys, Doug Duncan, Vice President of Staffing and Recruitment at MAU Workforce Solutions. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Casey. Hope you're well.
I am. So, Doug, this survey, it revealed what a lot of people already knew. The pandemic is changing the way that people think about work. 2,400 people you surveyed. What did you learn about how people are thinking differently about work post-pandemic?
Well, just to give a little context, last year in the mid-spring, we started noticing resignations rising to levels that we'd never seen before. And so as we talked it through, our mission is to make lives better. And we decided the best thing to do was to survey some of our applicant base. We have about 1 million people in that database. And so 2,500 folks took the time to fill out and give us their perspective. And it gave us really good insight to how COVID had affected the workplace. And it came back with folks really focused on a few things. Number one, how work-life balance played a role. It's really, really important for employees to be able to have time with family. I mean, that was the number one point that came out. The second point was they had to have a living wage. They knew they had choice. They knew they had, really the employees are driving the marketplace now. And so they wanted a living wage, they wanted work-life balance, and they wanted to choose their own schedule, which is interesting. I think that came from the hybrid work that folks did by being able to stay at home and then coming to the workplace when the time was right. So those are the key measures that we found.
Sure. I think you kind of just touched on it, but what was kind of the most interesting thing that your research showed?
Well, someone, I guess, in the media called this the Great Resignation. And through the course of COVID and through the course of what happened, the number one thing was people want control. They want work-life balance. They don't want a rigid schedule. They want to be with family. And I guess as we as a country sat home for at least 2 or 3 months, that really was drilled into folks. And it was important to them that they were able to have that in their work. And so I know that the employment rates are really low, but then employers are having a really difficult time finding employees to fill those jobs. It's because they want choice. They're only going to take what they want that fits with their family scheme. And to give you a perspective, we've had clients were primarily in manufacturing and then in IT type services. A number of the manufacturing jobs, we built a solution that was more of a part-time workforce. So someone could pick their hours because they want stability, and they could work those particular hours in a facility, but then have the other time off for family. So again, work-life balance, flexibility, and good pay are the 3 things that came out of the survey.
That makes a lot of sense, Doug. And companies are still sometimes struggling to find workers. So based on your survey results, what do you see companies doing to, get workers to stay employed at their companies?
Again, they have to be creative with their solutions. They have to meet the employees where they are, which, again, I go back to the key words, flexibility and work-life balance. Employers that we see that are being successful are working or implementing solutions that they've never conceived of. Again, you go back to a manufacturing type setup, think of a part-time work schedule. I mean, most manufacturing is 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and 24 hours a day. But companies that have been able to adapt and implement those types of solutions are seeing great success. And we have one particular client that has over 300 part-time workers. And it's a manufacturing facility. So you think about how that just fits into their overall schedule. It's something they never would have conceived as a good idea, but it has played itself out very, very well and given them the ability to make production and have satisfied employees, reduce turnover, just really great solutions, but the companies have to think out of the box.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how companies are adjusting here because the pandemic really did put things into perspective for people. So thanks so much for joining us, Doug Duncan, Vice President of Staffing and Recruitment at MAU Workforce Solutions. We appreciate you, Doug.
Thank you, Casey. Have a great day.